Hello everybody. Today let's understand a very basic thing, that is how we blend the colors with the use of oil pastels and color pencils. Now, often we've seen that in oil pastels, we end up mixing colors not in the right way. So I'm just going to take a few colors. Mostly what happens is the mixing just happens like this, and then we start mixing from here, and then we start from here. Most of the times I've seen the smallest error that happens is we end up using smudges or paper stumps, as you would call it, and we go on mixing in this way. What we don't realize over here is that we are not only mixing or blending them, but we are ending up also making them light. This method is fine if the colors are being light, but if we have to make sure that the colors are bright enough and in the same way, so the process or the method or the technique that needs to be used is we have to let the colors be in their original form. So we have to go not literally layer wise, but in a way that they overlap each other, which I will be showing it to you now. So here I will be taking medium yellow, orange and primary red, right? First I'm going to begin with medium yellow and I'm going to color it not very dark but possibly dark. So this will be the lighter version, like the lighter layer. So I'm just going to go dark over here. Now I'm going to take the next color, which is orange, and in orange here I'm not going to start where medium yellow ended, rather I'm going to overlap with medium yellow. So I'm going to start from here. Obviously, I'll have to go slightly darker because if I don't, then it will not be visible on medium yellow. And then I'm going to take primary red and apply the same technique. That is overlap over orange and then keep coming down gradually. Now you might say that I can see where the three colors are. So now I need to blend my red with orange and orange with yellow. For that I'm going to take my orange first and I'm going to just color in the area where red and orange are being overlapped. This way we are eliminating, or rather blending, which is the right term over here, blending the two colors here. Gonna do the same thing with orange and yellow. Now if you notice the difference between this one and this one, it's quite prominent and evident over here that this has faded. So the color, the brightness of the colors of the oil pastels, which is the shine, which is the natural shine in these colors, have kind of got faded, which sometimes give our work a very dull effect. Whereas in this, the brightness is also there. Now, if you want to remove these white grains, there are two ways. Either you go ahead and color one more layer on top of it, or in my advice, do not use a paper or a paper stump or a smudger, but use our fingers and just, press over them very gently. This way you don't lose out on the shine of it, rather it spreads equally and it fills up the grains of the paper and your color still has the shine. Now wherever the color goes light, you're free to go ahead and make another layer or color another layer on top of it. Now you must have seen that I used 3 different fingers for 3 different layers because I do not want my red to come on orange and my orange to come on yellow. Now if you feel it's become light, now this time when you color, you'll see all the grains are covered and your color is equally getting spread and blended the way you would want in your artwork to be seen as. Now this can be done in every shape, in every color, and with every color for that matter. So let's say if I take blue and violet. Okay, I'm going to take 2 shades of blue and 1 shade of violet. So I'm going to take blue. Let's say I start with the light one over here. Right? Then I take violet, which is 451 in the Camelin oil pastel box. This is the one which I generally prefer, because this has the perfect content of and the amount of oil and the pastel powder, which does not flow here and there, which does not make your work messy. And this is the Prussian blue, or the dark blue as we know as of today. But the correct color and the pronunciation is Prussian blue, as it is PRU. Well, now again, going back to the same technique. First, blend blue with violet. And then blend violet with light blue. And then again, of course, let the fingers do the job. Now you can also create, the rays if you want to be created in this. For that, quite often we use an indenting tool, but right now, let's say if you don't have an indenting tool, you can always use the end of a brush, end of a knife, or a broken pencil, or anything for that matter. So let's try with a broken pencil over here, which will not create any kind of, any kind of pencil mark. So what I'm going to do is, there. For the how to use the indenting tools or how to create the indentation in it, that I will be showing it in my next video. So I hope this video you enjoyed and you understood that how we make use of our color pencil, oil pastels. Now for the color pencil, let's understand what are we going to do for color pencils. Again, in the same way like for oil pastels, I'm going to take a few colors in color pencils and let's see how we can do the blending in color pencil. See, again, I'll say it's not necessary that we have to have a smudging tool or a paper stump or a smudger. It's always good to use things which is easily available, because art is not something that we have to always use with the help of the tools. Yes, of course, they do help in making our artwork much beautiful. But again, it depends that we have to know that when which tool has to be used. But when we are doing normal blending and normal smudging and mix of the colors, we can do it even without using these tools. So let's say I'm going to take these three colors over here. And let's say I'm starting with the lightest color. Yes, always remember, begin with the lightest color. Never start with the dark color, because then the dark color starts overpowering your light color. Okay? So I start with my lightest color, which is yellow over here. I have taken. And if you notice, I'm not holding it like this. Okay, I'm holding it in this way and I'm giving the pressure on my pencil with my index finger. All right, then I'm going to take brown, same way, overlap it. Now you'll notice a very basic difference between oil pastels and color pencils. While I was using my oil pastels and I was overlapping it on the light color, there was still a dark effect of that color. Because oil pastels are like, when it becomes dark or when you're using a darker shade, it always overpowers. But over here, the pencils are made of graphite, the pencils are made of from different materials. I mean, I would really encourage everybody to go through and watch videos that how color pencils are made. There's a video on YouTube which says how Faber-Castell color pencils are made. So I think one should really watch that. So you will get to know exactly what materials are used to make these pencils which help us make our artwork amazing and beautiful. Now I'm going to start with red. If you see, the blending over here more or less happens on its own when we are using two dark colors. But when it comes to light and dark, of course, we have to again go through the same technique and overlap them and just blend them and make it dark or light as we want. There. Now there's one more technique that I would love to show over here is going and blending it with the help of layer wise. Of course, I have already done a video on this, that how color pencils are blended and how color pencils are mixed. But I'll just show it over here, which will just take a couple of seconds. So let's say I'm using a dark color. And here I'm using the hole which is called under palm hole, which is like this. So I'm just going to start with this. This is called layering. So I first color in the light layer. And then wherever I want dark, I'm just going to go dark over there. Now let's say I want another color to be added over here. Let's say let's go with yellow, as we have yellow right here. Now if you notice, there's a difference between the color of yellow over here and color of yellow over here. Why so? Because here the yellow was done straight on a white paper or an off-white paper, the one that I'm using. But over here, yellow is being applied on a layer of red, which is giving us not exactly orange. It's giving us more like of a dark yellow, basically like a deep yellow kind of a shade. So that's what is helping us to get the color difference. Now let's say I take another color over here. I go dark here. And then let me just mix it and blend it with red. Now you see how the color of the brown over here changes. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something. Give it a try, practice these methods, and leave your comments and share your pictures with us. All the descriptions are there in our in the description below. Thank you so much, and happy holidays, everybody.